Let's just dive right into it. We were doing some research for the show, and the numbers are a little bit startling when we started doing this. More than a third of women that are rape survivors have contemplated suicide at some point after the assault. 13% of them have actually followed through with it. And according to the National Sexual Violence and Resource Center, survivors of sexual assault 10 times more likely to commit suicide. The numbers get even more terrifying than that. It's even 4 times more than that when they're younger victims. Teenage victims are younger. Those are startling numbers that should be very alarming to a lot of people. Let's just dive right in and talk about that. Why is it, do you think, that society still has this stigma when it comes to rape or sexual assault, that it needs to be swept under the rug, that it's somehow terrible to talk about, and that it must be the victim's fault? How dare did you dress like that? Why did you go out looking like that? You were asking for it. Why are we still in that mentality?
Oh, wow. No, that's a tough question. So I think I'll start from, as a woman, I think there's still a lot of sexism in this world in terms of like what a woman's role is in society and how she's perceived. And I think a lot of it also is the context of how women are objectified in society as well, and the sexual aspect of it. And so I think, it's one of those things where people feel like they have to have a reason to justify why this happened, right? Like, oh, how many drinks did you have at that bar? Or
Right.
what were you wearing? How short was your skirt? I think there's this idea that just because you're attracted to a woman, you own her in some capacity, or you almost have a right to her. And I think women have never really been treated in a way where they're still seen as like 100% individual with the same property rights, with the same moral rights, with all the same. It really comes down to sexism. I think that's really where it comes down to. And just this idea that women are these dainty things, and that, that they're attractive, and they have to, if they wear a short skirt, that's, their legs or something, that's a sign, and it just, all of this has been glamorized, I think, in Hollywood and also just in our media. So that's what I would say. I think it just starts with the fact that women are never really seen. They're seen as items or things to lust after, versus these are humans, with the same exact intelligence.
Wholeheartedly, and I would even take that a step further. I agree with everything that you just said, and I would take it even a step further, that even if the woman is equally attracted to the man and is being flirtatious, that does not mean it's an invitation to do whatever you want. Right? Like, just because a woman is being friendly, just because she may be attracted to you and is flirting with you, does not mean, hey, you can do whatever you want to me. Right? And when it means no, that means no. And you're right. I think women are very much still, we talk about that a lot on this podcast, actually, in past episodes, that women are still objectified. There's this like societal expectation of women that is still put on them. And it's terrifying that we're in 2023 and this is still an issue. This is still going on. I think you're 1000% right.
Most definitely. And Deidra, what's your thoughts on this situation?
I think Ashna made great points. I feel like every gender combined with a different race gets a different result. In regards to this, my own experiences, just like in regards of like saying like someone made me uncomfortable or whatnot, is when somebody is seen like a certain way by their friends, their family, it's hard for them to reconsider that maybe that person made someone else uncomfortable, or maybe they have like a dual side to them. I know, like, prior to this meeting, we mentioned the whole Danny Masterson situation. There are people who have like seemed very charming, like to a lot of different people, had like bigger fandoms that have made me uncomfortable and it has made it easily dismissed in the past. Like, oh, that's just how they are. Oh, they're flirtatious with everybody. Or like when somebody is seen a certain way, like they don't want to know. That's where denial comes in. And I think that the stats that we have are even higher in regards to probably contemplating suicide, as well as definitely, I think the assault numbers are higher because like a lot of people don't want to report that. I know so many people who have experienced these type of things, and I really think that those numbers are higher.